Today, I would like to give you some idea or help you in making a decision as to exactly when you should approach a coach or when you really need some kind of mentoring with your job search. Now, let me share a statistics with you first. I would say about 90% of, or more than 90% of people who approach Career Launch Australia for their job search are the people who have already tried their level best through different resources, through different sources in getting the job on their own. Obviously, nobody wants to pay for the job search. And I completely get that, completely understand it. So they are the people who have really looked into everything that they can do for getting the job in their field, anywhere from between 2 months to maybe 2 years or so on. So I just want to give you an idea as to when you need a coach. And here are some of the pointers that I have for you. Number one is you need to first establish that you have applied for a lot of jobs and you're not getting any interview calls, or your resume is not even shortlisted. You get the rejection email straight away. One of the reasons behind that is that your resume doesn't stand out. That's the only reason why it is not getting shortlisted. So the question that you need to ask yourself is, when the recruiter or the employer looks into my resume, does my resume stand out in just a few seconds? Based on the number of people applying for that particular position, and how quickly they need somebody to fill up that role, they will be shortlisting those applications. And if your resume is not one of those that can be very quickly picked up in just a few seconds, you lose the opportunity. So that's number one. Is your resume, does it stand out in just a few seconds? Number two is it an ATS friendly, impactful resume? Is it an application tracking software friendly, impactful resume? If it is not going to be filtered out and not going to be shortlisted by the ATS, then you have very little chance of getting an interview call. Does my LinkedIn profile attract professionals? A very, very good question. You must ask this question to yourself, because I have seen with our clients that when we create their new LinkedIn profile, they start getting these connection requests from recruiters, from employers, and actually, few of our clients have actually got a job through LinkedIn, even before they actually applied for those roles. So they were proactively connected by the recruiters or by the employers. The next point, do I know how to access hidden job market? As you know, there are a lot of jobs in Australia which are not even advertised. Jobs do exist, but what we call as the hidden job market, you need to be able to tap the hidden job market. Next point, can I afford to have a wider career gap? A big question you need to ask yourself, because wider the career gap, harder it will be for you, not just to get a job, but also to get over your own, lowered self-confidence, I would say. So that's a great question you need to ask yourself. Do I want to stay in the current situation? If you have been looking for the jobs in the last 2 months or 6 months or 1 year or 2 years, do you want to stay in that current situation? Of course, nobody wants to be in the same situation. But the question then is, what are you doing to get out of that situation? Because you have tried everything in the last few months for getting the job in your field, and you still haven't succeeded. So you need to do something different than what you have been doing so far. The last question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your self-esteem or your self-image? So your self-esteem is how we value ourselves and how we perceive ourselves. It's a confidence in our own abilities, our own worthiness. And self-image is, it's a mental picture that we create about ourselves, how we see ourselves. When you look in the mirror, what do you see there? So that's your self-image and your self-esteem. So these are the questions. I'll repeat the questions once again. Does my resume stand out in just a few seconds? Is my resume an ATS friendly, impactful resume? Does my LinkedIn profile attract professionals? Do I know how to access the hidden job market? Can I afford to have a wider career gap? Do I want to stay in the current situation? And is my self-esteem and self-image high enough? Is it over 5 and above? If you have answered no to more than 50% of these questions, you certainly need professional help. Because you have tried everything that you possibly can for getting the job and you still are not finding a job on your own, you'll be simply wasting your time, which will adversely impact your self-confidence, your self-image, and of course it will create the career gap. I have seen many people moving away from their own field even after studying here in Australia and doing something different only because they were not able to find a job in their field. So I hope this helps you. It's a short video, but I wanted to do this video in order to add value to you. I'm sure this will help you in making the decision whether you need or whether you want to seek the help of a professional person or a professional coach. With that, I say goodbye for now, and I will see you in the next video very, very soon. Bye for now.